Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. Take you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2019 Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid. This is a very nice and clean Honda Clarity plug-in hybrid, and it qualifies for a bunch of government cash to help you pay for the car. That means if you buy a plug-in car like this one, the government's willing to pay thousands and thousands of dollars of the cost for you so that you don't have to pay it. And I'm going to list some of those benefits. First, as long as you buy it from a dealer, which we are a dealer, and the selling price is under $25,000 for the vehicle, which it is, you can get a $4,000 federal tax credit for buying a used EV from a dealer if you're buying it for personal use. You can't be buying it for your own business. You have to be buying it for personal use. You can go on the IRS website and look up the used EV tax credit. That's $4,000. Anyone in the country who pays taxes can get that tax credit when you file your income tax return next year. So that's $4,000 off the top. If you live in Southern California, there's a lot more money. For example, we participate in the Replace Your Ride program that will pay either $9,500 or $12,000 or some other amount depending on how much income you have and what zip code you live in. That's for Southern California. That's $9,500 more, or depending who your power company is. For example, Southern California Edison, if you're low to moderate income, will give you a $4,000 rebate check a few weeks after you buy the car. If you're not low income, they'll give you a $1,000 rebate. So high income, $1,000 rebate; low income, $4,000 rebate check. That's a check that you can go deposit in your bank. So between those three that I just mentioned, that's $17,500 cash back from third parties, payable to you for buying a plug-in electrified car. Now, Honda Clarity, let's talk about the car. This is a nice car. It has a gasoline engine. It runs on gas. You have to put gas on it. It's not a full electric like a Tesla, but it is a plug-in. So when you go home at night, you do want to plug it in. It's really important to plug it in at night to get the full benefit of owning the car. If you live where you can't plug it in, it may be a setback because the engine is only a 1.5 liter gas engine. But if you do plug it in, it's a big advantage. So for the first roughly 50 miles more or less, it's going to drive around like a Tesla on electric power alone. And only if you really stomp on the gas pedal will the gas engine come in and help out. So we're going to try to play like an electric car for the first 50 miles or so. Let's call it 48. So that's why we're going to a calculator here. Let's do some math. 48 miles a day times 365 days in a year, 17,500 miles of electric driving. So you could get maybe 17,000, 18,000. All your driving could be electric, unless you go on a long trip, then you put gas in it. You don't have to charge it, but you really, really want to charge it with the Clarity, because it's like almost having a full electric car, but you still have the advantage that you can put some gas in it and go a long trip, like to a national park, and not have to plug it in. Go to a national park, go out to the middle of the desert where there's no chargers, and you bring a gas can, you put gas in it, you're fine. That's a Honda Clarity plug-in. So right here is the gas fill up door, and up here is the electric charge plug-in. The charge cord is in the trunk. So it has nice 18-inch aluminum rims, glossy paint, good tires. These are Michelin tires. This one has the carpool stickers, the purple carpool stickers. Carpool stickers mean that you can drive all alone with one person in the car, using the carpool lanes all by yourself. You don't need a second passenger in lanes that normally require 2 or more per vehicle. Michelin tires and carpool stickers. So these carpool stickers are issued by the state of California to let you drive alone in the carpool lane. This one has tinted windows on the rear windows. It's very clean inside. Let's take a look. This one has cloth seats. There's a rear power point, so rear passengers can charge up their gizmos. Front cloth seats. It has navigation, so if you have a smartphone like your Google smartphone or your Apple smartphone, your Samsung Galaxy, or any smartphone with the Google Maps on it or with Apple Maps, you plug it into the little USB port on the dashboard, and now you have navigation up to date from your phone on the screen. It's called Apple CarPlay. It's really cool. It's a very nice feature. Once you have a car with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you're spoiled for life. You're not going to want to go back. Let's look at the carpet. Carpet is in great condition. Carpet and seating in great condition. Rear drink holders. Everything is clean. There's even a little phone cubby, charging cord cubby in the back of the seat. USB port. This one is for the passenger. The one on the driver's side is for your Apple CarPlay. Digital electronic air conditioning, color backup camera, and the Honda Clarity even has a side view camera. So when you turn on the turn signal, you get a side view camera. It's got smart key, and here's another important feature: radar adaptive smart cruise control. So if you look up at the windshield on the newer cars, you see they have cameras up here. Those aren't dash cams, those are front mounted cameras. Those look at the lines. Here's a little graphic of what the dash cam sees. It's measuring the vehicles in front of you, how close they are, where the lane lines are. In Honda Clarity will partially self-drive. It'll actually turn the steering wheel a little bit when you're driving to help you stay in your lane. You can turn that feature on or off with a button on the steering wheel. And it has smart radar adaptive cruise control with anti-collision avoidance system. So if the car thinks that you're going to crash because you're getting too close to the cars in front, it's going to start beeping at you and saying, "Hey dude," going to go beep beep beep, "Wake up, don't crash." And it even can do automatic braking to avoid a collision, especially if you're using the cruise control. So I mentioned this is your lane assist button. You can turn that system on or off. When it's on, you see little lane lines on the side, and when your car sees the lane lines, those turn solid. You can turn that off if it bothers you. Your radar adaptive cruise control, when you turn on the cruise control, you have a little bar graph right there, and then that's how close you can go: far, medium, or close to the cars ahead. So for example, as we go on a little test drive, let's put it in reverse. You got your backup camera view, different choices of view: close up, medium, or super wide panorama backup camera views. Or if I turn on my turn signal, we have the side camera view, only for the right turn signal though. So as we start driving, we're in electric mode. The engine's not even running this whole time. The AC is running, but the engine is off. It's taking a break. It's not getting your oil dirty. It's not putting miles on your engine, even though the car has miles. Actually, this car has 135,000 miles on it, but it doesn't have that many miles on the engine, because most of the time when you're driving, about 60 on a Clarity, it's possible 80% of the time the engine's not running. if you charge it every night. So a car with 100,000 miles, the engine may only have the equivalent of 20,000 miles on it if you've been charging. So we go for a drive, we're going, that wasn't full throttle. You can turn on your cruise control, turn on your lane lines. The cruise control is looking for lane lines. If you start drifting across a lane, it can actually steer it. The lane's not solid yet, but it can do that. We're gonna make a U-turn. If a car's in front of you, for example, you're using the smart cruise control and you set your cruise control for 80 miles an hour, but the car in front of you is doing 55. In the old school cars of the 70s and the 80s and even the 90s, if you set your cruise control for 80 and the car in front of you is doing 55, you're either going to have to step the brake or crash into the car. You don't have to do that with this car. You set it for 80 and the car will only go as fast as the car in front of you. So it'll slow down to 55 and match speed with the car ahead of you. And it does have anti-collision braking, and that's where distance measuring, near, medium, far comes into play. But yeah, on the open road you can set it for 80 miles an hour and set it for far for the following distance, or in the city you can set it for near, maybe be cruising at 65, 72. The smart cruise control will control the speed of the car automatically without crashing into anybody, but you still have to pay attention. So again, very quiet car. All kinds of features. This is a touch screen, nice big screen on the dash. Has push button shifter for push for park, push for reverse, push for neutral. Steering wheel controls for the stereo. Very nice stereo in Honda Clarity. In fact, I like Honda Clarity so much, I got one for my 19-year-old son to drive around in. We have in the house a Honda Clarity for ourselves that I chose as my choice, my personal best choice for a plug-in hybrid. I prefer it over the Toyota Prius. One reason is Honda Clarity has 5 seats. Toyota Prius Prime only has 4 seats. So this car, you could use it for Uber if you wanted to, or not. It's up to you. It's 130,000 miles, but it's a Honda. It could probably go 300,000 miles, no problem. This one is running good. We're not finding any problems with this one. So I think you're okay. If you want to move forward to buy it, give me a call. Call my number, 951-681-2101. So Honda Clarity is a plug-in hybrid. Comes with a charging cord. When you get home at night, you just do this. Click, the car charges. And you plug it in to a regular outlet. Here's a plug right here. Just plugs into a regular outlet like you would plug in your cell phone or your toaster, but hopefully a plug in your garage. So important to point out on the Honda Clarity, this one has floor mats. The floor mats are in really good condition. They don't look like they have 100,000 miles on them. There's a fold flat seat, so you pull this lever or this lever and the seats fold forward so you can haul a table or a surfboard or boogie board or something in the car. It's got a tire inflator compartment here. It's got storage down here. This one has license plates that are not expired yet, so no giant late fees or penalties with this car. And you will gain great benefits of possibly 50 miles a day of electric free driving. Then again, if you charge it at home and at work, you possibly could double that. See if this car is still available. Go on my website, mybestcar.com. You're watching a YouTube video, so you can go on my YouTube channel, which is the same, MyBestCar.com on YouTube. Search for that without the dot when you search on YouTube. Just look for MyBestCar.com with no dot on YouTube. But on the web, you need the dot to Google search it. If you're going to pay a check for the vehicle, the check is paid to the order of A Buyer's Choice. That's the company name that this vehicle is being sold under. My name is Mike Johnson. I accept calls between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. 951-681-2101. If you want to see the car in person, make sure it's available. An appointment is required. Thank you for watching. One thing, remember, the government may be willing to pay $17,500 of the cost of this car, which could effectively make it close to zero out of pocket for you over the long run. That's a really good deal because it's a plug-in hybrid. Thank you for watching.